This last day, guys, has been a very sad day for the Clash Royale community. It all started when Clash Royale announced the work in progress balance changes, and as you guys can see, the Goblin Curse, specifically the damage multiplier, was nerfed, also known as damage amplification. I'm sure you guys have heard of that term before. Went from 20% to 0%. Now, I did not expect this reaction from the community. As expected, we all knew Ken was going to be saddened by this news, and he has been absolutely depressed and crashing out upon hearing about this. The real damage amplification was the friends we made along the way. Are you okay? No! Nat, he is not okay. Alongside millions of people that enjoy the Goblin Curse, we are not okay. But there's a little bit of hope, guys, which I'm going to get into at the end of the video. Because remember, these are the work in progress balance changes, not the finalized version. Did you know Goblin Curse has damage amplification? KFC Clash 2025 to 2025. Didn't even last over a year. That's how quickly it ended. How could they do this? It's not even that OP. What? This is broken. But was removing damage amplification really the way? Because look at this, guys. In my last video, I uploaded the balance changes, talking about all the changes, and look at all the top comments. Everyone's talking about the Goblin Curse. Worst day of Ken's life. The Goblin Curse nerf is so unjustified, Ken might take drastic measures. The damage amplification made Goblin Curse still usable even if the opponent had no swarm. Without it, it's just another rock, paper, scissors card. Mother Witch, but even more. Removing damage amplification from the Goblin Curse is unironically silly, though. It was the second thing that made the card stand out. Not the damage amplification, bro. Anything like that. And you guys can see top comment after top comment. That's what everyone is focused on. No one cares about the Evo Furnace nerf. No one cares about the Spirit Empress nerf. Everyone is talking about the Goblin Curse. Okay, and the Berserker, apparently. The Goblin Curse change is going to be horrible. The damage is so bad that it will take the full 6-second duration to kill a single Goblin. I know the damage amplification was really strong, but at least made the card rely on other cards to get value. Making this an independent small spell is not the way to go. And Ken, guys, has absolutely been crashing out. You can see in his video from 17 hours ago where he said, "Rip Goblin Curse."
Damage amplification.
Look at what happened at the end. Something we've never seen before. A complete crash out, touching grass, and then look at what unfolds. I've never seen anything more sad in my life. There's people protesting on Reddit too. Dear Supercell, please don't remove damage amplification from Goblin Curse. Please, 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 for the love of God, please don't remove Goblin Curse's damage amplification. Goblin Curse is one of the few decks that allows the players to play a deck dynamically with the damage amplification. For example, I use Bar Putt Curse is such a valuable and unique macro. You have to learn for it to work. Not saying it's compulsory, but the damage amplification helps. It's a fun, chaotic deck that's also viable in the right hand. It may have an OP strat and usage rate right now, but in my opinion, that's because of how the meta is right now, and environmental changes will suffice. It's too unique to remove it at this point. Without it, it would just be a trash gimmick spell, and I'm concerned it's headed towards the direction with the planned rework. They killed Curse. You can see he's showing basically the nerf it ends up getting. I have no words. They killed the point of the Goblin Curse. As a support spell, the only use of the goblins was to deal with swarms, but now it's just a weaker poison that occasionally spawns goblins. I think what would make the curse balance is for it to spawn clone goblins and increase its damage amplification by 5%, or maybe even delete its damage and increase the damage amplification even more. But now it can't help you kill enemies' defenses. Now its purpose is to deal with some skeletons and maybe goblins after they dealt their damage. This spell will see no use in any deck because the damage it deals will be over a long period, so it barely supports a beatdown push, and cycle decks already have the poison, which already fulfills the role Curse could. While Curse is being nerfed, which is fair because of the high usage rate, Log leaves unaffected as the most used spell of all time with no nerfs just because the community loves it. Other cards like Skeletons and Berserker are also unjustified while being used more than most spells. And, hot take, the Goblin Curse change is a good thing. The work in progress change just came out and it looks like a decent patch. The one part that definitely got the most attention was the Goblin Curse rework, swapping out the 20% damage amplification for increased DPS on troops and towers. I wholeheartedly support this and I don't get why it's controversial. Why did they remove it? What makes the spell unique now? I don't know, just guessing. The fact that it turns troops into goblins, which is the main feature, you know, because it's in the name. I see this card the same way I see Void. It has a good niche, and if you try to give it too many features or make it too ubiquitous, That's a word I think I've never seen before. It loses its value. It's controversial because did you know Goblin Curse no longer does damage amplification? That's what everyone's sad about. They're sad about the meme potentially going away. Long story short, every card should focus on one or two things that they do great, especially ones that are so cheap. Save the damage boost for another card or even a Rage Evolution and let this one be special. Let's see how many people are using the Goblin Curse now inside of the top 200. The last time I checked, it was almost 50, so we have to see if it went up or down. As you guys can see, Goblin Curse is being used by 39 people inside of the top 200, which is a lot, don't get me wrong. Bridge Spam, Giant, Lava Hound, Golem, Goblin Giant, Goblin Giant, Giant, Goblin Giant. So it's a lot of the similar decks, as you guys can see. Graveyard as well. So Bait, it is versatile. A lot of different things, as you can tell. Cycle, not so much. It is mostly heavier decks, but notice how a lot of the people are running similar things, especially the Goblin Giant and other strong cards like the Minions. But guys, it seems like there's an ounce of hope and a lot of people are on the same page because I said in the balance chat, the Goblin Curse should have 5 or 10% damage amplification. Removing that unique gimmick of the card and the damage amplification meme would be a little sad. Agree with boss. Me too. Put it at least at 10%. Agree with boss. Hey. And then down here, the clear message for my community, if they do not want to see the damage amplification removed. Maybe as boss said, reduce it rather than remove it. So guys, that's my thought process. To keep the damage amplification of the card unique, what if they put it at 5 or 10%? In my opinion, that's a nice compromise. So it still has damage amplification, keeping the damage amplification enthusiasts satisfied, while also making the card a bit worse. That is my proposal. If you guys agree, be sure to give the video a like and subscribe. If you guys are not subscribed already, you can use creator code BOSS to support me in any Supercell game. And thanks again until the next Yap session.